guys, Heather here from Tye-Dyed Iguana, and today we're going to go over 5 really cool fun facts about the biology of some of our animals here at the store. These are kind of like physical oddities of the reptile and amphibian world that kind of make them unique from all other animals. So number 1 is frog tongues sit backwards in their mouth. Now if you look at a frog tongue in slow motion when it's eating, when it shoots that tongue out to catch like a cricket, for example. Now if you look at that in slow motion, you'll see that the tongue actually flips out of the mouth. It doesn't just shoot out, kind of like ours would. It sits exactly backwards and it kind of folds out as they flip it out. And basically, when they flip it out like that, it slaps the prey. And then to bring it back in, they just fold their tongue back inside their mouth real quick. And that'll bring the cricket or whatever bug of choice back into their mouth. So yeah, their tongues actually fold backwards in their mouth. They don't point forwards like ours do. The point of their tongue actually points backwards towards their throat. So that's something that's kind of cool about these guys. Now another cool adaptation of reptiles is that if you look behind the head of a giant day gecko, especially a female, you'll probably notice 2 large lumps on one that's pretty chunky and healthy. Now these aren't tumors at all. These are actually called chalk sacs. These are actually beneficial to these guys. They store excess calcium, and that's especially important for females to have extra calcium, especially when it's time to lay eggs, because they'll lay eggs whether they've been with a male or not. So, and that uses up a lot of calcium, and if they've got extra calcium stored in those chalk sacs, they won't have to worry about getting calcium deficient after laying eggs. So if you ever start to see lumps growing behind your giant day gecko's head, don't worry, it's not a tumor or anything. It's a good thing. It's nothing bad. Another cool feature some of our frogs have, like our pixie frogs and our Pac-Man frogs, is they've got teeth. They actually have a row of teeth on the top of their mouth, and then they got those 2 big, almost vampire-looking teeth on the bottom of their jaw. Now you might think that they use these teeth to defend themselves. While they can use it to bite predators to defend themselves, most of the time they use it so that it helps them catch their prey. They love to eat big prey items, and those teeth, especially the bottom ones, help hold it in place as it brings it into its mouth and tries to swallow it, get it down its throat. Makes it so that the prey item can't get away or escape while it's trying to swallow it, because these guys will swallow prey items while they're still alive. So that those teeth basically hold it in place so they can go ahead and swallow them. Now if you've ever seen the Kenyan sambos at our store, you've probably noticed this. They actually have their eyes situated towards the top of their heads. Most snakes have their eyes set to the sides of their heads, while in Kenyan samboas they're kind of set near the top. They kind of point upwards. Now this is actually an adaptation to them living under the ground. What they'll do is that they'll keep the rest of their body underground, and then they'll just poke their little head up out of the ground so that their eyes, you can barely see them. You can see those little eyes poking out, and that helps them look out for prey that's wandering around the surface. It kind of helps them keep an eye out for food, quite literally. That way they can stay hidden with only barely a part of them showing, so the prey doesn't see them, so they can ambush it. Other snakes don't have to hunt from underground, so they don't need those eyes near the top of their head. Now here's a pretty cool one about chameleons. Now if you look at a chameleon's eye, you probably think they don't have any eyelids. They actually do. They have 1 eyelid. It's actually both of their eyelids fused into a single one that surrounds their eye. It basically covers the whole eyeball except for the very middle, except for the pupil. It leaves a tiny little hole open for them to see through. And that little portion you see around their eye, of course they can close their eyes, is an eyelid, and they can pinch it shut. And then of course they also have the nictitating membrane like most other lizards have, that help keeps their eyes clear of any dirt or debris. It kind of helps clean that eyeball off. So they have that as well. So that big old eyelid on a chameleon's eye makes it look like they have teeny tiny eyes. In reality, they have really big eyes, so they have really small pupils and a big eyelid that covers most of it. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed those cool little fun facts about our animals here at the store. Hope you learned something that you didn't know before. And thanks for watching.